Hello and welcome to Pepside Chats, PepsiCo India's first podcast series, straight from the heart. Well, here we skip the corporate playbook to get to know our leaders up close and beyond their title. Today's guest is a leader who can turn a roadmap into a roller coaster. Let's welcome Souvik Sinha Roy, a dear friend and a sharpest mind. He is the commercial and growth lead at PepsiCo India. Hey, Souvik, good to see you, bro. Thank you for coming on the show. The first section is called Back to the First Sip. Okay, so let's rewind a bit. You started your career with fashion, then you moved to tobacco, then you moved to alcohol, and then now you're at PepsiCo. So tell us, what brought you here?
While the industries are very varied, and one thing which I've always consistently tried to have, and it's a pretty much a common thread throughout all of these organizations, is that whenever I've looked at my role or my opportunity, I've essentially looked at two factors. The first is, do I have an ability to make an impact in this organization? Can I build something meaningful? And then the second, of course, something which we all look for in our careers, which is growth. So am I growing in terms of complexity of the role? Am I growing in terms of the scale of the role? So both of these boxes were big tick marks when the PepsiCo opportunity came up.
Not many people actually have growth in their titles. What does growth actually means to you, and how do you decipher that growth is happening?
There's one obvious way of measuring growth, which is what is there in all of our PDRs, right? So we all have KPIs, we all have deliverables. And if you deliver against that, if you are growing against whatever you have set out to do, then that's one very obvious way of measuring growth. But then there's a second way of looking at growth, which I feel is equally important when an organization is looking at such a massive change initiative, which is what I refer to as the growth mindset, right? And what this essentially boils down to is a very simple thing. Even if you haven't delivered a particular project or a pilot or an experiment which you wanted to run, uh, are you still coming back with some learning, with some new insight, which can help you in the long run, right? If that is happening, then that team or that organization is actually demonstrating growth mindset, and then it's just a matter of time before you are able to craft the right next project or the right next pilot to actually take you forward.
So we have kind of traced your journey. It's now important to move into what PepsiCo is all about: the culture, the people, collaborations, right? You've worked in many industries and you worked with many teams. And coming to PepsiCo, where you're driving this function yourself, but you do collaborate with many people. Do you think there has been a difference? Is there anything special you felt about PepsiCo? Because a lot of the guests have come and said that what really differentiates PepsiCo is people. Do you also feel that way?
Yes, yes. It's been a short stint, right? So far, it's just been over a year for me. But I think the first thing, and I want to address the people point first, is that I've felt very welcomed. And like I said, people have encouraged me to put forward my perspective. I've been welcomed by multiple teams, and my role itself is such that you mentioned very rightly. It's all about collaboration, right? So without the support from the different teams, I would never have been able to do my role properly.
So we've known what you do at PepsiCo, but it's time to move beyond the titles, beyond the timelines and the deadlines, right? You've spoken about transformation. Is it? Do you have any interesting example of how you've transformed as a leader?
So I think one of the biggest changes that I've had is that when I started off on my journey early on in my career, I had this idea of leadership as the one who has all the answers, right? As the one who has a perfect sense of clarity in what it is that the one right answer should be. And hence, in a large part of my earlier career, I used to try and be the expert in a lot of discussions, and I would research up. I would research on a lot of things. I would read up on a lot of stuff, and the fact that I had to move across different industries also meant that I had to learn a lot of technical things as well. And combined with the fact that I always wanted to be the expert, that meant that I had to learn a lot of stuff consistently. But I think over time, what I've realized, Amit, is that my true value is actually in framing the right questions, and then empowering the teams and helping the teams to come up with the right answers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's possible for one person to have all the answers. So my view of leadership has changed now as someone who will be an enabler for the teams to be at their best and for the teams to be empowered to actually come up with the solutions. So I think that's one big transformation that I've had from needing to know the right answer before I walk into a meeting to actually being comfortable with lack of clarity and ambiguity.
No, very nicely said, because I think it's equally important to have the right questions than to have the right answer. Okay, moving on. So, you also take care of strategy. Strategy needs you to be very focused and very sharp at all the times. But what's that one thing which really turns you off? It could be any silly stuff also, but is there anything which turns you off?
Technological disruptions. If my laptop is not getting connected to the Wi-Fi, or if some deck is not getting synced, in the right amount of speed, I just lose it a little bit. It's been a bad habit that I've tried to overcome, but so far it's largely been unsuccessful.
To be very honest, I'm also facing the same challenge, so it also throws me off. All right, so moving on to something really exciting. So tell me one thing which people will be very surprised to know about you.
I think the biggest surprise, and this is something that has been a surprise for me as well, is that people usually tell me that I come off as an extrovert, but
Mhm.
I'm not. I'm an introvert. I think that's the biggest surprise which I've mostly seen people have about me as a perception.
So I also think you're an introvert. I never
Yeah.
thought you're an extrovert. But also tell me one more thing. You're always on the hot seat. I see the pressure cooker scenario on you many a times. I've seen it myself. So how do you reset? How do you balance yourself? And I've seen you calm many a times. So what's that recipe which you follow?
I think I mean, there are really a lot of, I would say, a lot of background work that I've had
Mm-hmm.
in terms of working on myself to face these situations, because these situations are really inevitable in everyone's career. You will be under the hot seat, you will be under a lot of pressure. So one thing that I feel is very important is to have that mental switch on and switch off between work and personal life once you leave the office and you reach home. Of course, there are times when you have to burn the midnight oil. It's the demands of the job. But beyond that, I think it's important to take time off for oneself regularly. Time off for oneself uh, can refer to you spending more time in your personal relationships with family, you hanging out with friends, or you spending some time by yourself, doing something you love. So that, I think, really helps reset the mind, and gives you peace. Personally, I find that spending more time with my family is something that I like.
Mm-hmm.
So that is something that I consistently take time out for. And apart from that, I enjoy listening to music. I also meditate when I'm alone at home. Even a short 5 to 10 minutes guided session really, helps bring back the balance.
Shavik, would love to know about this. That since you spoke about yourself and family, are you into sports and adventure? Are you that sort of a person? We want that myth to be broken today.
I do enjoy sports. I do enjoy watching sports. So I watch cricket. I watch tennis. I used to be a big football fan in my childhood, like till high school. But I was a follower of. I was a supporter of the England football team, and they used to get knocked out every time in the pre-quarters or the quarters. So I
They
got
still do.
severely disillusioned. No, but they reached the finals recently in one of the Euros, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
So I got severely disillusioned, and then I stopped following football. I still enjoy playing from time to time, but it's very rare. So apart from that, not heavily get time for sports too much. And coming to adventure, to be honest, working at PepsiCo is the adventure. I take my time off to actually be a bit more relaxed and at peace. So
Uh,
traveling gives me that, and I love taking time off for travel.
all right. I agree with you. Life at PepsiCo is a different adventure of its
Yeah.
kind. The PepsiCo Pop, it's the next section. It's my favorite. So it's time to be impromptu, little offbeat, and very quick fire. Are you ready, Shavik?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. If your leadership style were a PepsiCo beverage, what would it be?
Pepsi.
Hmm. What's one global PepsiCo snack which you really wish comes to India?
I think it's one of the non-vegetarian flavors of Lay's.
Hmm.
Globally, we have a lot. In India, we don't.
Your go-to beverage plus snack combo during a very tense review call with someone.
Sting Night Fuel.
Sting night.
And snacks would be the new flavors of the world, the Mediterranean one, the pizza.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my favorite too. Which function do you envy and would secretly love to join it? Comms. Okay, no. Serious answer.
I'll have to think.
Okay, you're taking that much of pause. So I think either it is communication or strategy. So the biggest growth buzzword you gladly toss out of your business deck forever.
Strategic growth. I
Serious.
don't think it makes sense.
Okay, that's the funny side of it, guys. So Shavik, the next segment is called pitch or pass. So we'll become a little playful with your commercial mind. I'm going to ask you questions. You tell me either pitch or pass. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay, the first one. PepsiCo escape room where each puzzle is based on a real business problem.
Pitch.
A reverse review day when team members give feedback to leadership anonymously.
Pitch.
Okay. But I really want them to do it from the heart. A VR onboarding experience where new hires time travel through PepsiCo's iconic campaigns.
Oh, 500% pitch. Amazing.
Amazing, I know. Meme the KPI Fridays, where all business performance updates must be explained only via memes.
Pitch.
A vending machine in the office that gives a different PepsiCo snack depending on your stress level.
Pass.
Sell it to your dadi challenge. If your product ideas can't be explained in 30 seconds to a family elder, it's back to the board. Pitch or pass?
Pitch.
Okay. The last segment, it's called the word to the wise. So tell us something from your journey at PepsiCo. You've been here for 1 year, but a message you want to give to someone who's thinking or beginning to start their journey at PepsiCo India.
So I'm going to have two pieces of advice for anyone looking to join PepsiCo at this point. The first is PepsiCo is all about people. The work here is going to get done by teams working in collaboration towards a common shared goal. So really, people joining PepsiCo should start building a relationship based on trust and collaboration with everyone they work with. I think that's the way to work in PepsiCo, and that's the culture. The second thing that I think is extremely important is that it's okay to not have all the answers, because the goal that we have, a big bold ambition, in that we all need to come together and discover the answers for ourselves. We don't have all the i's dotted and all the t's crossed, but it's okay. We'll co-create the solution which will take us to our ambition in 3
And
years.
solve the puzzles together.
Yes.
Okay. On that interesting note, thank you very much, Shavik. We had a great time. I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah.
I had a ball knowing more about you, seeing the fun side of you, the adventure. So thank you very much, and wishing you all the best.
Thanks for having me, Amit. This was a real fun ride.
And to everyone listening, whether you are working on the next big thing, leading with purpose, or solving a puzzle at a time, stay bold, stay curious, and always lead it with heart. So that's it from today's Pepside Chats. See you again.